I 23M dumped my girlfriend 22F for going out clubbing and drinking. Should I get back with her? My 23 male girlfriend, 22 female, of 1.5 years was pretty great for the most part. But for the past few months she went out clubbing and drinking all the time without me and I felt a little uncomfortable. She always said no when I asked to tag along even though I always invited her when I went out with my own friends. These places are undoubtedly filled with guys who'd hit on her and I don't feel comfortable that she's willing to put herself in those positions, especially whilst drunk after telling me not to come. I felt disrespected. I never went to places where I'd be surrounded by drunk girls throwing themselves at me because I had respect for my GF. I wanted the same from her. When I brought it up she said I was being controlling and insecure, and that I didn't trust her. I explained to her that, having boundaries is the opposite of that. If I was truly insecure I'd let her do it even if I didn't like it because I'd be afraid of losing her. I have too much self-respect to allow myself to be disrespected like that, so how can I be insecure? I also explained that she's free to leave whenever she wants, and that I never asked her for anything else, so I can't be controlling. As for the trust part, one said I trust her, but the more she does this the less I trust her as I see it as disrespectful, and her doing it constantly gives me more reason to trust her less. I knew she wouldn't like it if I got drunk and started hanging around random drunk girls. Who would? She agreed and that was that. So I thought anyways. Fast forward to today and I see on her Instagram story that she went to some sort of bar which had naked men everywhere with one of her friends. The clientele was unsurprisingly 100% female, and the male waiters all had their bare asses exposed. She filmed these men doing fairly lewd things to some of the women there, like climbing on them and making out with them at the tables. Everyone was laughing, no genitalia was exposed and I don't think there was any sex, but I can't be sure. Later on, she was posing in pictures with them and one of them was her smiling with her tongue out and her face right next to some guy's bare ass. I immediately responded to the story and told her we were done, in a polite and respectful way in spite of how betrayed I felt. She got pretty upset and said she didn't do anything with them and that it was just for fun. I told her it's distasteful and disrespectful and the fact she did it after our discussion without telling me was unforgivable. I politely reiterated that we were done. She got upset and started telling me I was overreacting and that she loves me. I didn't respond, just left her on read. Starting to think I may have been too harsh. Should I apologize and take her back? Was I actually insecure and controlling, or was that an attempt to gaslight me? I love her a lot and am tempted to take her back, but deep down I know it's probably a bad idea. Edit. Lot of backlash here. If I had a GF, and constantly went to bars and clubs without her and she didn't like that, then we talked and I told her I agreed with why she didn't like it, but not long after go to a strip club and take a selfie with my face right next to a stripper's exposed ass, would she be insecure for dumping me? That's basically what happened, but the other way around. She wants me to take her back and apart from this we get along really well. Edit 2. I'm going to tell her we can't get back together. As some of you have said, we are incompatible. I shouldn't have broken up with her over text. I regret that, so I'll arrange to meet her and tell her in person. I'll be nice about it, of course. I texted her because I felt so betrayed and acted out of anger. I regret doing that and was wrong to do it. She agreed with what I said before and then went out without saying a word and had her face next to a guy's bare ass with her tongue out, filming all these men climbing on women and sticking their tongues down their throats. I felt so betrayed and I never would have known had I not come across her Instagram story. She wasn't a party girl until a few months ago, and I've never asked anything of her before. Always tried my best to keep her happy, as I loved her to bits. This all happened today and I know as a guy I'm not supposed to. But I just want to cry like a baby because of how much it hurts. I don't want to control anyone, which is why I won't take her back. She won't be happy and neither will I. Too long did not read. She went to some sort of bar which had semi-naked men serving drinks and doing pretty lewd stuff with the women there after I told her I don't like it when she goes drinking and clubbing. She agreed with my sentiment but then went to this bar anyway without telling me, and took a pic with her face right up against one of the guy's asses, posted it on her Instagram story. I dumped her because I feel she overstepped boundaries. She wants me to take her back. She's allowed to do those things and you're allowed to not want to date someone who does them. You just aren't compatible. Move on. Boundaries are for you. If you don't want to date someone who goes clubbing or out with friends, then don't date someone for whom that's a hobby. Being her boyfriend doesn't give you authority to dictate what she can and can't do. She sounds like she's doing what many women her age are doing. Having fun with friends. You seem to have a very conservative view on relationships and respect, and that's fine, but then this isn't the person for you to date right now. Expecting someone to follow your rules is controlling. Choosing to walk away when you feel a boundary is crossed is not. You're not giving an ultimatum, controlling and manipulative, you've set a boundary for yourself. There's no point in getting back together. She wants to go out and have fun with friends. She's young and there's nothing wrong with that. You can't tell her what to do or where to go, so it's time to call it. Find someone more compatible with you. Do both of you a favor and don't get back together. I think the minimum age to date someone should be raised to 25, legally. These posts are all so fucking stupid. My 24 female, potential love interest, 24 male, has died. I am writing this from a throwaway account. Not even sure if this is the best sub for this post. My mind is in a mess right now, so I'm sorry if I don't put this across well. I, 24 female, work in hospitality. Late last year, I had a customer express interest in me, 24 male. He visited a few times, and we always had a lovely conversation, and he came across as a genuinely lovely and fun person. To add, my usual conversation with a customer can be under 5 minutes, but we have talked for hours on end. When he found out I was single, he asked for my number, so he could take me out some time for a drink. Of course, I was flattered, but I told him it was work policy that I cannot give out my number. This was not true as I am the owner's niece, so I can pretty much do what I like. This is because he was from around 100 miles away, and I didn't want to be in a long-distance relationship whilst I was studying. I have told people this before and they try to talk me out of it, so I just tell them I can't give my no, or that I am not ready for a relationship. He looked quite distraught when I gave him both excuses. I could see in the security cameras that when he was coming back to ask for my number, he was hyping himself up for some time in the car park beforehand. He realized I was just making excuses, but respected my choice and didn't argue much, one of the only guys to do so. The thing is, he's the first guy the first genuinely felt bad for not accepting his advances, because I could tell he was such a lovely, respectful person and totally my type. I felt guilty even days after. And I've said no to 40-plus guys before without much guilt. My studies have now ended, and my friend suggested that I should try and get in touch with him to see if he's still single. I googled him, found his LinkedIn. Then a few search results down, I found a coroner's report. I clicked it, thinking not much of it. His first, middle and surname matched exactly, middle name is unique, and his age of death and area he lived in also matched. He passed away last month. It also stated that he died at hospital. He's the only person on Google with that name combo. I was so shocked upon seeing this. I am 98% sure that's him. I think the other 2% is just me in denial. I just cannot believe that he is gone. He left his number, so I thought I should send him a message on WhatsApp. Guess what? Only one tick. He hasn't received the message, but his profile picture is visible to me, so I'm definitely not blocked, and he doesn't have my number. Maybe I am distraught because I genuinely liked him? He was one of those people you just never forget because of the energy that he brought with him. Maybe I'm distraught because he's the first person I've ever known who has passed away. Maybe because he's gone so young? Maybe I'm so shocked because I just wasn't expecting it? I just can't stop thinking about it. I'm losing sleep and appetite over it, and just want to cry, and have watery eyes typing this, but I feel like I'm in no position to cry since I was hardly a part of his life. Now I think someone from an external perspective might be thinking it's creepy, and maybe it's odd that I wonder what the cause of his passing was. Just for some context, I am a very emotionally resilient person, but I am extremely sensitive regarding loved ones. This is my first post ever. I am sorry I waffled so much, and I don't think I worded it well, but I would really appreciate some honest responses as to how I should get over this, as I think there is maybe something wrong with me, because right now I cannot think right. I keep questioning if he's actually gone, even though I'm sure he has passed. I couldn't muster up the courage to call him for one last attempt. I haven't been able to smile once at work in the last 2 days. I cannot talk to my friends or relatives because they were all encouraging me to date him all along because everyone loved him. Maybe this is why I feel all the more guilty? I would feel too bad telling them that he's gone now. I'd rather not mention it. Someone please knock some sense into me. It hurts just thinking about it, but I can't stop. It's been 2 days since I found out. I thought this post would become too long, so I omitted some details. Please see my replies to other comments for details. Too long did not read. Met a potential love interest at work who has passed, cannot seem to get over it. Any advice? Why are you trying to romanticize this? The guy is literally a random dude you saw a few times at work that you rejected. You are making this into a bigger thing than it is. There is nothing wrong with you. Someone you liked and remembered passed away and it makes you sad. That's normal. I understand the confusion if you were not really part of his life, but that happens sometimes. You meet someone and they move you more than you realize. Also, it's a very sad situation. He was young and as you said, you're not used to this. Just allow yourself to grieve for some time and it will get better. I, 20M, found out my girlfriend, 23F, of 9 months is cheating and pregnant. I, 20M, had been dating my girlfriend, 23F, Sarah, for 9 months when I started to have my suspicions. She was spending more and more time at her friend's place. She sometimes wouldn't text me for hours. It kept getting more and more over weeks. It just kept getting weird. I talked to one of my friends and he thought she was cheating and I told him that wasn't sure. Eventually I pushed it away and didn't think about it. A few weeks ago I got a call from my friend saying that one of this mutuals posted a photo of my girlfriend and some guy at a party. I got him to show me the photo. It was a photo of a group but in the corner was my girlfriend on the lap of some dude. I talked it through with my friend and chose to confront her. But I told him I would take a bit to think about what I was going to say. A week later, I got a text from my friend asked to call after work. I called him to find him speeding off about how he found the boy's profile and he had apparently been dating my girlfriend 5 months. I ended up staying on call with him for 4 hours. Just venting. A few days later I get a call from my halfway through my work shift I got a call from Sarah. I was not in the mood to answer so I didn't answer. I got off the call I had 2 missed calls from my girlfriend. I went to bed and decided I would call her in the morning. I woke up to a knock on my door at 11 p.m. I went to the door to see it was Sarah. I opened the door she was crying. I asked her what was wrong and she just blurted out she was pregnant. I was in shock but I couldn't let her know I knew she was cheating. I took her over to my bed and she just cried. I comforted her, patted her back while she cried. She babbled about how her parents were going to kill her. And how she wasn't going to be able to do the things she wanted. I tried to comfort her the best I could. When she stopped crying, I laid down and told her to sleep and I would talk to her about this in the morning. She fell asleep about 3 hours ago and I can't sleep. I don't know what to do. I know it's not mine. We have slept together like that twice. We also both used protection. I mean, maybe she lied. She said she was on the pill, but I don't know. I used a condom both times. Maybe it is mine. But I really think it's the other guy's. Her parents are super religious. If she chooses to keep it then they're not going to support her. I've been thinking about it. If it is mine then I have enough money to let her move in maybe. I'm very good with saving. I currently in my own apartment in the city to go to school. I saved up a lot to do this when staying with my parents. I don't have enough to support my current way of living but if I cut down on expensive and things for my girlfriend and stuff I could get a good job. But even if it's not mine what is she going to do? According to my friend the guy he's cheating with lives halfway across the city about half an hour away. I stalked his profile for like 20 minutes. I am not sure but I think he already had kids. What if he doesn't want the kid? Why did she come to me not him? What if she tried? What if she doesn't tell me I might not be the dad? What if she doesn't care, thinks I don't know and thought she would just go with it? But on the other hand I love her. I could be the dad even if it's not mine. I've always wanted a kid. Maybe not this young but that's okay. Right? Please help me, I want to help my girlfriend. You need to find out conclusively if the baby is yours. If you are not the father, walk away and never speak to her again. If you are the father, your life will get much more complicated. You need a backbone. Your girlfriend's been cheating on you. All of your friends know she's cheating on you. You know she's cheating on you, and you're still patting her on the back and giving her comfort? Drop her. Tell her you will only speak to her if it has to do with getting a DNA test, and to go play with her other new boyfriend. 1. Get confession. 2. Break up. 3. Feel sad for 1 year. 4. Live rest of your lucky life. Why would you even let her move in? She cheated and a baby is not a reason to stay with a cheater. Seriously, wake up. LMAO, we are gonna see in a couple of months from now that this guy took her back with the baby. She is still cheating on him and taking all his money cause he is spineless. Tears of joy. Dude, don't be stupid. You know she was cheating on you. My boyfriend, 26M, lied to me, 23F, and he's currently on an overseas vacation alone with a girl. We have been in a long-term relationship for 3+ years, and due to the nature of our careers, we are currently in a LDR. He has never gone on vacation abroad, although he has traveled domestically before. We have not gone on a trip together yet, although we visit each other in our respective states. Several months ago, he told me he was going on a big trip abroad with a group of classmates containing both guys and girls. This trip is supposed to be for 2 weeks and was to celebrate their graduation. I was super excited for him to experience his first out-of-the-country vacation and gladly supported him as he deserved and earned that break. I was unable to go because of my schedule. Fast forward to the start of the trip, he consistently updated me every couple of hours and sent pics of everything he did each day. He would always say he wished I was there with him. I started noticing how all the photos had only settings of 2. For example, 2 ice cream cones, a table for 2, etc. At first, I brushed it off because I understand large groups tend to split up into pairs, trios and do their own thing. However, as each day passed, I noticed more and more that there seemed to be only one other person. Photos sent contained no one other than himself. I casually asked him about it out of curiosity. That's when he asked if he could call me. He confessed that he was on a trip alone with a girl classmate. I was pretty shocked. Keep in mind this was about 1 week into his trip. Throughout all his texts, he would use everything plural and mention there being multiple people, but no specific names, even saying how his group split up due to food preferences. At this point I wasn't even mad at the fact he went on a trip with a girl, but that he lied to me. I asked him what happened to the other people and he said they all bailed out before the trip. This is understandable, however, after further questioning, the others were able to cancel everything 2 weeks in advance and get full refunds. He said he knew it was only going to be him and the girl 2 weeks before but still wanted to go on this trip because he really needed it. He was going through a stressful time in his life and this was the only time he is able to go on vacation until the start of a new milestone. He said he didn't tell me before cause I was not going to be okay with it. Am I wrong to be uncomfortable with the fact he's on a 2-week vacation abroad with a girl I've never met and we ourselves have never been on a trip together before? I even asked him why he didn't cancel and plan another trip since he knows 2 weeks in advance, and he has an entire 2 months available, too. He told me she has been to the country before and is comfortable showing him around. He also said she is like one of the guys, and he doesn't see her in any romantic light. They are also sharing one hotel room and even went to a spa together. I truly trust him when he said nothing happened between them, but this entire situation is extremely iffy to me and I don't know what I should do next. I asked him to give me space to think this through and he advised me to have respect for him and an understanding of his thoughts, feelings, and needs. Too long did not read. Boyfriend lied about who was on vacation with him and confessed it was with another girl. I think that's his short-distance girlfriend. Oh bless you. You're not his GF. She is. Sis, this is where you dump him. It's a long-distance relationship and he can't show you basic respect. Plus he is dishonest and is clearly emotionally involved if not physically involved with this other woman. Sis, you are 23. Do not waste your life on this guy. Have the self-respect to break up with him, block him and move on with your life. Go live your best life with people who choose you. He'd drop you within a few moments if you went on a vacation trip with another guy. Not the spa together rolling on the floor laughing sweetie don't be so gullible.